husband told me his sister is moving in with her family and I must move to my parents' house. So I moved out, but it changed everyone's life. Well, in that case, let's do one thing. You shift to your parents' house for some time. Seriously, Jack? You want me to shift to my parents' house so that your sister can have a comfortable stay in this house? We were married for 2 years, and our married life was going quite smoothly when one day my husband told me that Carol was moving in with us and hell broke loose on me. Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm 28 years old, married to Jack, who is 27. Jack and I worked for the same company, but in different departments. We were friends for some time before dating each other. We were more friends than a married couple. After a few months of my marriage, I quit my job and started freelancing. So, I was mostly at home taking care of the house and also working. We were married for 2 years, and our married life was going quite smoothly when one day my husband told me that Carol was moving in with us and hell broke loose on me. To give a little context, Carol is my husband's elder sister. Carol and Jack were very young when their mother passed away. Carol, being the older one, was more vulnerable to the loss. Although she was a kid too, she ensured that her baby brother didn't miss their mother. Needless to say, she became a mother figure to Jack. After Jack's father remarried, Jack and Carol lived with their grandparents. Both of them moved out eventually after getting into university. Carol was already married when I started dating Jack. Jack often mentioned his sister when we were dating. Carol is like a mother figure to me. She's the one who has raised me, literally. She took care of me, nursed me when I was sick, consoled me, and put me to sleep when I missed Mom. She protected me from the bully in school, and she was always there for me. She is very precious to me, you know. Jack and Carol's bond is understandable because they have grown up together without their parents. It is natural for siblings to get attached in such circumstances. But Carol was overly maternal to Jack, sometimes to the extent that she became intrusive and suffocating. She was critical about everything related to Jack on the pretext of protecting him. Jack told me that she never liked any of his girlfriends. In fact, some of his girlfriends broke up with him only because of Carol. She would get too nosy. Jack had learned the hard lesson of never introducing his girlfriend to Carol. Hence, I never got to meet her until my wedding day. Although Jack loved Carol dearly, he was also aware of her snobby attitude. When Carol met me for the first time at the wedding, she told me, "Sweetie, you must be aware of how precious Jack is to me. Our relationship is not like other siblings. We are inseparable. We can do anything for each other. So you better take good care of Jack, okay?" Whenever she visited us, she ensured to leave a long-lasting impression on me with her curt comments. Some of them go like this. "Alicia, you're really lucky to be married to my dove Jack, aren't you? I must say, you can cook well, but you can't match the taste I bring to the food, isn't it right, Jack? Alicia, please don't mind me saying that you look a little off in front of my handsome brother. He would have made a better couple with my friend Emily. She's so gorgeous, and even younger than him, you know. Nonetheless, he chose you over her, so prove to be a better wife, okay?" The thought of having a conversation with her gave me chills, but I had to endure her on important occasions, such as my husband's birthday and Thanksgiving dinner, because she was important to my husband. Jack felt that he owed her love and care for everything she did for him as a child. It was just a matter of a few hours, so I didn't mind. Besides, Jack would always intervene to protect me and ensure not to leave me alone with Carol, so it was fine. Fast forward to the day when my husband told me that Carol is going to move in with us with her family. I was shocked. The lady whom I can't endure for a few hours is going to stay with me? That was too much of Carol for me. But why? What happened? I don't know the complete details. She called me in the afternoon and informed me that she would be moving in with us for some time. For how long? I don't know that. I asked her for the details, and she said that she would let us know everything after coming over. She also mentioned that she would need a bigger bedroom for her, as Ben needs a larger bed to sleep in. The mattress in the guest room isn't comfortable for Ben. Ben is my sister-in-law's son, and is just like his mother. Then what do we do now? Well, I think we need to set up the guest room for ourselves. Jack, let's address the elephant in the room. You know how cranky your sister is. It is insufferable to spend a few hours with her. How can I live with her in the same house? Hey, relax. Why are you stressing so much over it? She would be here for a weekend. It's been a long time since we've spent such a good amount of time together with each other, so you know she would be hoping to spend time with us. Even if it was just a weekend, it was difficult for me to tolerate her. Honey, I know she's a little possessive about me, and sometimes she crosses her line, but you know I owe her this much for all the love and care. I'm her only family as she is to me. Dad doesn't even bother to check on us. I agreed to let Carol have the bedroom while I shifted our belongings to the guest room. Carol arrived with her son Ben and her husband Henry. To my horror, they arrived with large suitcases, which meant that they were going to be there for a longer time than we expected. After the initial pleasantries were done, Carol started with her unusual requests. Thea, is the bedroom ready? We're tired from the journey. We need to rest. Also, please unpack my suitcase and put our clothes in the closet. Jack, shift the TV to the bedroom. My son can't sleep without the TV. Jack intervened. Hey, Carol, calm down. Why do you want so much hassle and shuffling for a couple of days? Couple of days? Oh, I think I didn't tell you the plan. Our house is undergoing renovation. It would take 6 months to complete, so we are here for the next 6 months. Yay! Jack and I glared at each other with a mutual feeling of shock. She continued, although Henry asked us to shift with his parents, you know how daunting it is to live with in-laws. Besides, this could be an opportunity for us to spend time together. Isn't it exciting? 6 months. That was too much of Carol for me. Jack understood that I wasn't taking this well. Jack went on to help Carol and her family settle in the bedroom, and later came to the guest room where I was waiting for him impatiently. Jack, what the hell? 6 months? Seriously? I know, calm down, sweetie. Even I wasn't aware of this. You need to figure this out. I definitely can't stay with her for 6 months. Why can't she just move in with her in-laws or take any temporary accommodation? Babe, I know she's difficult, but she's still my sister. I'm her only family. I can't shoo her away when she needs me. So, you want me to put up with her for 6 long months? Honey, I think you need to give her some time to settle down. She has never spent enough time with you. She doesn't know you well. I'm sure once she understands how lovely and caring you are, she'll love you as she loves me. Trust me, she's not as evil as you think. She's just too possessive of me. So let's just give her a chance, okay? Who knows, you might get along with her. Although I wasn't convinced, I thought of giving it a shot. Okay. The next few days were a nightmare for me. I tried my best to accommodate all of Carol's unreasonable requests, like cooking exotic meals, taking Ben for a walk, and putting him to sleep. She didn't help with any of the household work. Her husband Henry was kinder and empathetic towards me. Alicia, we're so sorry to trouble you. Is there anything I can help you with? I see that you are working very hard to make us feel comfortable. Oh, come on, Henry. I don't think Alicia needs any help. It's a matter of a few months. She can manage on her own. We're guests, and she could do all of these as a host. You're just being too modest." After a few days, Henry decided to stay with his parents instead because it was closer to his house and the office, and he could supervise the renovation work. I realized that after Henry left, Carol and Ben became monsters. Carol upgraded her food menu, and her requests turned into orders. "Alicia, it's been a while since I had turkey. Can you have that for dinner today? I've got a sweet tooth. Would you make a pineapple pie today? I'm craving a lobster bisque. Add that for today's dinner." I bit my tongue and nodded. Jack helped as much as he could after his office, but Carol would ask him to spend time with her instead. "Jack, can't you spare the evening for your sister? Let's play tennis on the lawn like we did when we were kids." Carol lounged on the sofa, gorging on the meals served by me, and spent the evenings playing tennis and board games with Jack, while I spent my days relentlessly cooking meals for them, cleaning the house, and serving them like a slave. On top of that, Ben was a headache. He was one of those pampered lads who wanted everything in the world. Within a week of their stay, he broke the TV remote, damaged the wall clock, tore away the houseplants, and cracked several kitchen items. Every time he damaged anything, Carol would sigh and say, "Ben, you're just getting naughtier, aren't you? Alicia, you know how kids are. I'm sure you'll go through this pain once you have one." I thought to myself that if my kid did any of this, I'd ensure to teach him such a lesson that he wouldn't dare repeat his misdemeanor. I was exhausted. A week passed, but Carol just didn't seem to back off. Her wish list stretched day by day, and the genie inside me was done fulfilling them. I reached the boiling point when she handed over a menu card to me with a list of food that needed to be prepared for her and her family. I know it might sound odd to you, but our food choices are very different. I know you and Jack like oil-free, low-carb diets, but I prefer greasy and spicy foods, and for Ben, we need high-carb and protein food. So please prepare separate food for me and Ben. To ease your work, here's the food menu for the week." I rolled my eyes and, instead of going to the kitchen, which had been my workstation for a week, I locked myself in my room, waiting for Jack to come back home. All this while, Carol and Ben knocked on the door several times with their orders, like a caramel coffee for Carol and spaghetti for Ben, but I ignored them. I unlocked the door when Jack came in the evening. Carol had already complained to him of my misbehavior, that I locked myself in the room and didn't serve them coffee and evening snacks. "What's up, babe? Carol said that you locked yourself in the room and didn't answer them when they knocked." "Yes, I did that. See this." I threw the menu card towards him. He saw the list and was fuming with anger. Jack was the kind of person who wanted to handle things subtly, so instead of storming out of the room and unleashing his anger, he told me, "Well, in that case, let's do one thing. You shift to your parents' house for some time." "Seriously, Jack? You want me to shift to my parents' house so that your sister can have a more comfortable stay in this house? Babe, once you're gone, how do you think she would have a comfortable stay? Who will cook for her? Who will clean for her?" I took a deep breath and agreed. Jack helped me pack my belongings, and as we were leaving the house, Carol came running in panic. "Hey, where are you guys going?" "Nothing, sis. Alicia is tired and she's not feeling well, so I'm going to drop her at her parents' house." "Well, she can rest here. I can help her in the kitchen for a few days. Why do you want to bother her parents?" "That's fine. She can rest there comfortably." "Oh, wait. For how long is she going to stay there?" "She'll stay there until she gets better, but don't worry. I'll be back in an hour after dropping her. We'll have dinner together." "But Alicia hasn't prepared any dinner." Ben and I haven't eaten anything since this afternoon. Oh, come on, Carol. You can prepare dinner by the time I'm back. You're a great cook, aren't you? Let's have Chinese tonight. Carol was disgruntled as we left. She just lost a free cook. Jack told me that Carol was angry when he went back home. For the next few days, Carol let Ben vandalize the house to get back at me. Every time Ben broke something, she would click a picture and send it to me over notes. Ben broke your flower vase. Sorry. Ben broke your wall paintings. Sorry. Ben broke your table lamp again. I didn't respond. Instead, I would just forward the message to Jack. He was losing his patience. He tried to confront Carol, but she brushed it off, saying, "Oh, Jack, Ben is a naughty little kid. Remember how naughty you were when we visited Uncle Peter on his birthday? You broke his $5,000 Buddha statue, which he bought from his India trip." "It was an accident. Uncle Peter's son pushed me on the statue. Ben is doing this deliberately. You should stop him." They argued over this, but Ben didn't back off. He continued to create a ruckus in the house. Jack was losing all the respect and affection he had for his dear sister. After a few days, I got a notification that my ATM card had been blocked because the wrong PIN was entered too many times. Guess what? It wasn't me who was using the card. I had left the card at home. I forgot to bring it with me. It was a no-brainer that Carol was the one who tried to tamper with my card. Thanks to the efficient banking system, she couldn't lift a penny from my accounts. When I was just sighing in relief, I realized that the wallet had my debit as well as my credit card. After a failed attempt on the debit card, she might try her hands on my credit card, which doesn't need a PIN. One can just pay with a tap. I started shivering in panic. I hurriedly tried to call the bank and block my credit card. But by then, I got a notification that $10,000 had been withdrawn from my credit card, which was the credit limit of my card. I immediately called the bank and reported the transaction, stating the card was lost. I lost my patience and decided to put an end to Carol's perversity. I headed towards my home and on my way called Jack to inform him about everything. I also told him I was heading home to confront Carol and put an end to everything. He asked me to wait for him, but I didn't listen. I barged into my house, which was a hovel. It was vandalized by Ben. The living space was littered with cushions, pillows, broken pieces of toys, and whatnot. The dinner table was stocked with cutlery, half-eaten fruits, and boxes of jam and juices. Carol was lying on the couch, playing with her monster son. "Carol, what the hell is this? A house or a pigsty? Is this how you kept your own house? How dare you talk to me like this? If you were so concerned about your house, why did you leave? Forget that. Did you tamper with my cards? I left my cards at home. Someone has tried to access my ATM card and has also withdrawn $10,000 from my credit card. Was that you? Are you alleging that I've stolen your money? You think I'm a thief? I'm going to call up Jack right now and tell him about your outrageous allegation. He'll never forgive you for talking to me in this manner. You'll see how he's going to divorce you for misbehaving with me." I kept staring at her foolishness. She called up Jack, who didn't answer her call. After a few minutes, Jack entered, and Carol rushed toward him and hugged him. "Jack, thank God you're here. Your wife is accusing me of tampering with her cards. She's harassing me and my son. Chase her out of this house and your life. She is a devil. She's wrong. You didn't tamper with her cards. You stole her cards and the money. I have had enough of you. You are a narcissist. You're no longer the sister who nursed me as a kid. You've become a demon." Carol was frozen by this, and so was I. Jack was never this loud, but from his words, It was evident that Carol had pushed all his buttons. "Jack, have you lost your senses? You talk to your sister like this? I'm the one who raised you. I nursed you when you were ill. I took care of you. I was the one to stand with you when you had no one." "Enough of counting favors, Carol. If you were there for me, I too stood by you for all these years. But enough is enough. You tormented my wife, let your son vandalize the house, and now you're stealing money. You've stooped so low to torture Alicia. Do you realize that I'm also suffering because of this?" Carol was taken aback by Jack's confrontation. She started sobbing to escape the ordeal. "Well, in that case, I'll leave this place immediately." "By all means, but before that, give back the cards." She turned monstrous. "I don't have any cards. Your treacherous wife has manipulated you against me. I knew she was a lousy woman the moment I saw her on the wedding day, but it was too late to stop you. You'll regret it. You'll regret it badly. Enough. Cut the crap. Give me my card and the $10,000 you've withdrawn from the credit card, or else I'll call the police on you. For the last time, I don't have the cards." But then we heard a crackling sound. Ben was playing with the cards, breaking them into pieces. That sight changed everything. "That's it. I've tolerated you enough. Leave my house right away. I'm breaking all ties with you. I don't want to see your face ever again." "Jack, don't do this, please. You're my only family. You know that you can't abandon me." Jack called up Henry and told him everything. Henry wasn't aware of all this. He was busy juggling his work and overseeing his house renovation. He was shocked to hear all this. Henry admitted that Carol was a possessive person and sometimes crosses her lane. He confessed that he was also having a difficult time dealing with Carol. She is so insecure that she doesn't let Henry meet his female friends and colleagues. She also gets cranky when Henry's parents and siblings visit him. Henry rushed down to our house and apologized to Jack and me. He offered to compensate for the damage caused by Ben, but Jack refused. Carol was sulking and wasn't ready to leave, but Henry dragged her out of the house. I breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, I was able to get rid of Carol. I no longer have to worry about her taunts and humiliations at family gatherings. I doubt if she would be a part of any important occasions, because this incident became hot gossip amongst the extended family, and everyone was laughing at how justice was served to Carol. She had to spend the remaining months at her in-laws' place, where her mother-in-law was giving her a tough time. Henry is turning a blind eye to it, as he wants Carol to have a taste of her own medicine. I was happy that Jack finally saw Carol